Beyoncé is one of the most successful singers in the entire world, but she also has her fair share of haters. First off, we have Wendy Williams. When Beyoncé was set to release her HBO special Life is But a Dream, Wendy Williams was quick to say, quote, "I am a Beyoncé fan. I'm gonna watch her upcoming documentary because fortunately one of the TVs in our kitchen has closed captioning, so I'll be able to understand what she says." The audience began laughing nervously before Williams went in for the kill. Quote, "You know Beyoncé can't talk. She sounds like she has a 5th grade education." This did not go over so well with Williams' audience, who responded with several boos. "Excuse me, I just said I was a fan," she said, "but we have to call a spade a spade." Williams' comments did not go over well with the Beyoncé fans. It was also picked up by several media outlets who reported on Wendy's commentary. Next up, we have Aelia Banks. Aelia has a lot to say about everything and anything except her own music that apparently is not doing too well. In 2016, following the release of Beyoncé's award-winning album Lemonade, Banks was quick to respond to writer Ta-Nehisi Coates' praise of the singer's work. "Don't think for a second that Beyoncé was intelligent enough to come up with any of those ideas on her own," she tweeted. But there is an update on the Aelia Banks Beyoncé drama, as just a few days ago, Aelia made another comment about her. Beyoncé announced the details of her new album Renaissance Act 2 during a Verizon advertisement during Sunday's Super Bowl. As soon as the advert concluded, Beyoncé released the project's first 2 singles, Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages, and the banjo twang of the former and the slow pacing of the latter both seem to confirm ongoing speculation Beyoncé was planning on releasing a country album. But now Aelia has spoken up, warning her fellow performer that she was making a big mistake. In an Instagram stories post, she said about the new material, quote, "There's nothing country about it. You're setting yourself up to be ridiculed again. There's a theatrical element to country music. Them critics are not just going to accept an ugly blonde wig and bullying from Jay-Z. It's giving big-time musical grift." Yikes. She continues by saying, "Yes, black girls can make country music, but you're just really not hitting the button." Next up, we have Kid Rock. The born-free and cowboy rocker threw some serious shade at Beyoncé in an interview with Rolling Stone that he is, quote, "flabbergasted by the attention that she receives. Beyoncé to me doesn't have an effing purple rain, but she's the biggest thing on earth," he said. "How can you be that big without at least one Sweet Home Alabama or old-time rock and roll? People are always like, Beyoncé's so hot, she's got a nice butt. Well, I'm into skinny white chicks. Doesn't really effing do much for me." Yikes. Beyoncé has not responded to Kid Rock's offensive remarks. However, the Beehive, Beyoncé's fan base, has taken action to defend their Grammy award-winning queen in a way only the Beehive could, by flooding Kid Rock's Instagram page with bee emojis. Kid Rock then responded by posting a photo of bee repellent. Yikes. Our next Beyoncé hating celeb is Donald Trump. Former President of the United States, Donald Trump, is not in the good books of many celebrities, Beyoncé included. In 2016, when he was running for office, he did not have most celebrities' support. And if his 2019 Minneapolis rally speech is anything to go by, he didn't need them, he says. At the rally, Trump sent some words in the direction of Beyoncé and Jay-Z, who rallied behind Hillary Clinton in 2016. "I didn't need Beyoncé and Jay-Z," Trump said, quote by quote. Alright, next we have Piers Morgan, the British reporter. When Beyoncé released Lemonade in 2016, Aelia Banks was not the only celebrity who wasn't pleased with her. In a Daily Mail article, Morgan criticized Beyoncé, referring to her as militant. In a tweet sharing the article, Piers Morgan says, "I prefer the old Beyoncé, the one who didn't use grieving mothers to shift records and further fill her already massively enriched purse." Morgan also recalls interviewing Beyoncé at President Barack Obama's inaugural ball in 2008 and meeting a, quote, bright, warm, funny, sharp star. A bright, warm, funny, sharp star who pains to be seen as an entertainer and musician and not as a black woman who sings. He remembers the singer when asked if she ever experienced racism in her childhood, saying, "I feel like with my career, I've now broken barriers. I don't think people think about my race anymore. It's not about color and race, and I'm happy that's changing. Now it seems to be the complete opposite. Piers Morgan writes, "The new Beyoncé wants to be seen as a black woman political activist first, entertainer and musician second." He cites her popular music video for Formation, which contained references to Black Lives Matter, and her Super Bowl halftime performance, which alluded to the Black Panthers. Morgan questions Beyoncé's intentions for showing the grieving mothers of Mike Brown and Trayvon Martin in her video for Lemonade, contending that both women were exploited, he says, to promote her album. "I have huge personal sympathy for both women, and there's no doubt that African Americans have been treated appallingly by certain rogue elements within the country's police forces," he writes, "but I felt very uneasy watching these women being used in this way to sell Beyoncé's album. It smacks of shameless exploitation." Next up, we have Rihanna. Rihanna better get to hiding under that umbrella because the rumors of her feud with Queen Bee are pouring down. While the two play nice in front of the cameras, it is very clear that Riri isn't feeling Beyoncé at times. Apparently, the work singer wants Jay-Z back, and that is why she sometimes casts shade. Rihanna and Jay-Z have known one another since 2004, when the young singer from Barbados was called into the offices at his company, Def Jam Records. Rihanna has since admitted to being incredibly nervous about meeting him, and told The Guardian in 2007 that she did not get nervous until she was actually face to face with the man who would change her life. As Rihanna put it, "I was like, oh god, he's right there, I can't look, I can't look, I cannot look." Before Beyoncé married Jay-Z, Rihanna and him were constantly seen in paparazzi photos looking pretty cozy with one another. To further fan the hate flame, Rihanna also favorited a tweet once that alluded to the idea that Rihanna was better than Beyoncé. Next up, we have 50 Cent. 50 Cent has never come out and said the words "I hate Beyoncé," but during multiple interviews over the years, the rapper has implied he's not the biggest fan of Queen Bee or even her husband Jay-Z. Speaking to People in 2015, 50 Cent defended the Grammys' decision to award Album of the Year to Beck over Beyoncé, saying, quote, "Beck produced his record, he wrote the record. There's 11 producers on Beyoncé's album." That is a fair analysis and not necessarily an insult towards her, but let's dig a little deeper. A year prior, as Beyoncé and Jay-Z tried to move on from leaked security footage showing Beyoncé's sister, Solange, attacking Jay-Z in an elevator, 50 Cent publicly recalled a time that Beyoncé allegedly confronted him inside a Las Vegas nightclub. One time, Beyoncé jumped off of a ledge and came running over because she thought me and Jay were having issues, he told radio station Power 105. And I'm like, what the F? Did she really just jump and run up on me like that? She bugged out at me, he says. Next up, we have the controversial Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani, the former mayor of New York City, took issue with Beyoncé's 2016 Super Bowl halftime show. During the performance, she debuted her single Formation and paid homage to the Black Panthers, Malcolm X, and the Black Lives Matter movement. Giuliani interpreted her show as an affront to law enforcement. "This is football, not Hollywood," he told Fox and Friends after the big moment. "I thought it was really outrageous that she used it as a platform to attack police officers who are the people who protect her and protect us and keep us alive." Giuliani argued that the Super Bowl is for middle America and that the NFL should be providing, quote, "decent, wholesome entertainment to that audience rather than political messages." Giuliani's criticism of Beyoncé received some really bad reviews of their own. Included on that list, former Destiny's Child group member Kelly Rowland, who said in an interview with Us Weekly that Giuliani should just shut up. Next up, we have Etta James. Beyoncé earned arguably the best reviews of her movie career playing legendary singer Etta James in the 2008 movie Cadillac Records. She even attended the Los Angeles premiere of the movie with Etta James, suggesting the two were on friendly terms, at least professionally, but apparently that was not the case. During a 2009 concert, Etta, who died in 2012 sadly, made it very clear she was not happy about Beyoncé singing her iconic song At Last at President Barack Obama's inaugural ball in 2009. She says, "I tell you, that woman he had singing for him, singing my song, she's gonna get her ass whipped. A 71-year-old James reportedly told a stunned crowd, "The great Beyonce. No, I can't stand Beyonce. She had no business being up there singing on a big old President Day and gonna be singing my song that I have been singing forever." Lastly, we have actress Sana Lathan, who was accused of flirting with Jay-Z and biting Beyonce in the face. Yes, you heard that right. Comedian Tiffany Haddish told GQ that an unnamed actress was getting too close for comfort to Jay-Z at a party. So Beyonce allegedly intervened, and by intervened, we mean she supposedly said, "Jay, come here, this B word," and snatched him. At least that's how Tiffany remembers it. Tiffany said one of Beyonce's friends later told her that this B word just bit Beyonce. Wow. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Subscribe for more celebrity.